back to the Spurs 9501 podcast. We're recording this podcast straight after the amazing defeat to Brighton, where we were 2-0 up in the first half. And somehow, only how Spurs can do, we managed to lose the game 3-2. So I've got a very irate Cam with me today. Cam, what's your feelings right now, just after the game's finished?
Well, I mean, watching Spurs play, I live in Florida, as you know, Ray. Welcome, everyone. I'm probably looking forward more to the hurricane that's on its way than watching Spurs play next time. That's how bad it's getting, to be honest with you. I mean, I've run out of things to say, really. I mean, I'm just in shock like everybody else. I think that, most people are, because it seems to me that it's a team which really has got run out of ideas. We play one way, we don't know anything else what to do, and if things don't go to plan, that's it. Just give up, move, wait for the next one. What's your view, Ray?
Well, it seems like I'm agreeing with you, basically. We don't have a plan B. We were 2-0 up in the first half. The normal thing is not to be gung-ho, sit tight for the first 15 minutes of the second half, make sure they don't get a goal back. Just pay a bit low block, and then maybe snatch a third on the break. But to go gung-ho again, leave, gaps at the back. I mean, all right, you can't legislate for Udogie making a stupid error like that. That's fine. But then after that, just play back, just go for it like you were doing the first time. The second half passing was so slow. First half, you can't complain, Cam. That was a good first half, wasn't it? Sorry, I called you Ange.
Yeah, like you said, the first half was pretty exceptional. First 2 minutes, we could have had a goal, should have had two. Werner didn't take his chances. A very marginal offside. Could have given us that extra goal. It could have gone either way. What was it? Probably a toenail in it. But you lose those. Lots of teams are going to win some, they're going to lose some. It's a shame we were on the losing end of that. I think that would have made a big difference to the way that we played. But we went on and scored a minute later, which we probably wouldn't have done if we'd got that goal. So, yeah, it was a great performance. It looked like the team was picking up from where they've left off in the week. But I want to just go back and talk a bit first about how everyone gets overexcited. We won 5 games in a row. 1 was to Coventry. 2 were to mediocre teams in Europe where nobody can even pronounce their names. Literally. 1's in Azerbaijan, that great league in Azerbaijan that everyone talks about around the world, right? And that's 3. Then we beat Brentford and we beat Man United at a time when we got a lucky red card. I know we were 1-0 up, but probably wasn't a red card. It's now been overturned. And they're almost a relegation side on the drop. So let's not get too carried away. We've lost 3 games in the Premier League, which is what matters to us out of 7, and they are to Arsenal, Newcastle, and to Brighton today, of course. More teams that are above us. So, like I was saying, Ray, we're mid-table bullies, and you know what bullies are like? Bullies are deep down inside, they're cowards. So when a better team comes along, puts you in your place, you buckle, you sit in a corner, and you cry until you can bully somebody else. So who are we going to be bullying next, I wonder? Well, we'll look forward to when we're playing Ipswich, when we're playing Southampton, probably Bournemouth, a few others. We can bully and make ourselves feel great and say how a fantastic manager we have until we come up against Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and probably, I would hasten to say, any team that's above us sitting right now in ninth. Fulham will probably beat us. I mean, they gave Manchester City a good run for their money. And we will turn into cowards. A bully is deep down a coward, and that's what Spurs are today.
Well, I mean, I don't know where to go with this. I mean, I didn't even bother listening to the manager. Did you listen to his press conference afterwards? And if you did, what did he say, and what's your thoughts?
Well, he said that this was the worst defensive performance he's seen since he's been here. I don't know what games he's been watching, because I've seen some pretty...
What about the Chelsea one, yeah?
I mean, for him to say that, he stood on the pitch and looked poignantly there for a minute while all the Brighton fans were behind him singing along. I don't know what that proved. He looked very upset and very disappointed. But again, I mean, it's not getting us anywhere because the guy hasn't got a plan B. The main point is that I would say that 2-0 up, even at 2-1, you would probably bring on Gray, you would tighten up the wings, which we were leaking everything from. You'd have tightened up your midfield. You would have done some changes there and then to try and protect what you've got. And even then, if you just say you tried to protect it, you got what you did, and we got to 2-2 because of some fantastic, superb goal that they'd scored, then hey, that's something. But to buckle like we did, and then to play as if we were really winning 5-0 with that mentality. Just what struck me more than anything else, Ray, is that the mentality of the team never changed. Came out second half thinking, we've got this, we've won, we don't have to do anything. And then we're 3-2 down, and they still got the mentality that we're winning and that we don't have to do anything. Well, actually, you're not. You don't just think, okay, we lost this one, let's think about the next game. No, you win. You try and win right until the last second, until the whistle's blown. That's not in Spurs, and that's why we are known as Spursies, because we just give up. We think it's good enough to give up. It's the only team in the Premier League that gives up when it goes behind. Every other team tries to win. That's what football's about, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, even when we were 3-2 down, we were just playing like it's a training match. I couldn't believe how slow it was, etc. Let's pick it up. I mean, Udogie makes a horrendous error for the first one. You can't blame that ad. Second one, I can't remember. Probably Van de Ven missed it. Third one, Bentancur can't even put a challenge in to stop the cross coming. I mean, some of his decisions I just don't understand. Why are you bringing Mikey Moore on with 10 minutes to go? That's ridiculous. And you're bringing two midfielders on, Pape Sarr and Yves Bissouma, when you need to score a goal. You need to bring two midfielders on. What the hell is going on? But the most thing that's galling for me is why the hell is this scumbag, Tino Werner, starting every bloody game? He can't score to save his life. He's probably cost us 2 or 3 games. Why is this idiot starting? Maybe he's got some dirt on Ange. I don't know. What do you think, Cam?
I'm not going to go on a Werner bashing because I think he does take out players and he does bring stuff on, and I think he adds.
But he misses too many. If he's taken half the chances he's had, we could have won these games.
Yeah, I know, and it's got to come. I mean, he did get that goal that was ruled offside. I mean, if he'd got that, you'd be saying something different, and that wasn't his fault. But what I will say to you, though, Ray, is you brought on 2 midfielders. Defensive midfielders, pretty good players in their time, to break up play when we're 3-2 down. You didn't bring them on when we were 2-0 up.
Yep.
Right? That's when they were needed. When we were 2-0 up, you bring them on, they break up the play, they stop Brighton from forming up, doing what they're doing, and game over. Any other team on the planet would do that. What would happen then is that Brighton would get frustrated, the time would start running out, gaps would start opening up, and maybe we would have got a third, maybe we would have got a fourth. You don't play like that from the moment you come on. Yeah, they should have come on, but when should they have come on? When we're losing? You bring on defensive, what was he worried about? It's going to be 6-2? I mean, what was going on in his head? I mean, it just seems to me that this guy hasn't got a clue. He's got one plan. He comes out, he wants to implement it. And I was listening to Gary Neville here on American TV. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he was on our TV, and he was saying the problem with these kind of managers is what they like to do is they like to, if plan A isn't working, then just try harder at plan A. They have no idea what to do how to change things. They will just keep on, keep plugging away at the same old. However, Brighton taught us a good lesson. They pulled our pants down and spanked our bottoms very hard because what they did, 2-0 down, they changed their tactics and they won the game. And you know why they won the game? Because they knew Ange Postecoglou would not change his tactics and would play exactly the same way. If we tweaked it a bit, we will win this game because he ain't going to do anything at all. Totally predictable.
Right, a couple of final questions for you because I know you have to shoot. But a bit of a praise for Brennan Johnson. 5 goals in 5 games. I know a couple of them were against Ferencváros and Karabakh, covered 6 goals, sorry. But he scored in Premier League goals. He's doing his bit. Are you happy for him? Do you see some movement, some progress there? He's taken a lot of stick from the fans.
He's taken a lot of stick from the fans, which I don't understand. I think last season we would have expected more goals from him. You can't ask for more than a goal a game. You just cannot, not from a winger anyway. And I mean, the way he took that goal today, sublime, beautiful. He actually had another chance. Good save from the keeper. One, he skied it, So he's getting there and about. A lot more than what all this crazy praise for Dominic Solanke, which frankly I'm not getting yet, and understanding what he's going to offer the England team and why he's even there, because I thought he was poor. I thought he was very, very poor. Yeah, he did hold the ball up pretty well. He did pass it around. But his ability to finish, apart from a few slot-ins, which is what he's got, 3 tap-ins in effect, right, leave a lot to be desired. Where are the Son and the Kane goals, the wonder goals, some goals, some ability, some goals that you expect from a striker to be able to latch that ball pretty well and get it into the places where a keeper can't save it. I haven't seen any of that yet. So I reserve judgment, but thanks to Brennan Johnson, we are where Postecoglou is where he is. And like I said, it was another Welsh wizard that saved the season for Villa Boas, which was Gareth Bale. Without him, we would have been absolutely hopeless. It looks like we've got another Welsh wizard here helping out Ange Postecoglou. Is that a good thing? I'll let the viewers decide.
Going back to Ange, what should happen now? We've got the international break coming. Is it a good time to fire him and get somebody new in for when the players come back after the international break? Or do you think he's just going to be there after the international break?
He will be there, and he will be there, like I said, till Christmas. He'll be there because by Christmas we will be the mid-table bullies. It depends who once we played Liverpool, once we played Manchester City, once we played Chelsea, once we played Aston Villa, once we've played a few of the other big boys that are out there that are doing really well, we will really know where we stand. And let's face it, we're going to lose to Chelsea 2 games. We always do. We're going to lose to Liverpool. We're going to lose to City, and we're going to lose to Aston Villa. And we will probably lose to a couple more, like there's Fulham, and maybe a couple more we will probably lose to. And then I think you're going to have to think and say, look, we can beat all the minions below us, right? But we can't beat any other teams when it matters. And you win nothing unless you start beating teams all across the table. And we can't beat teams above us, bottom line.
If we carry on with this form, Cam, we've lost 3 in 7 games. We end up losing about 10 to 15 games a season, which is appalling, really. So we can't let that happen. Let's see what happens anyway. But final thoughts, Cam, before we close the podcast. Again, Spursy. What can be done? I mean, I don't know what changes can be made. What do you think? What can we do to change things, Cam?
I think that what we need a change in tactics. We need to be able to adapt our game because everybody's got to suss us out. The teams at the top know what line we play. I mean, the beauty, it was all laid out in front of you today. Brian knew exactly what they had to do, and they knew exactly that Spurs will do absolutely nothing to adapt to the way that they're playing. They'll play exactly the same way. It's just like it's playing chess, knowing what your opponent's going to already do. Right, and the problem is Ange Postecoglou is not going to change and they just do more of the same.
Well, this is what I was going to say to you. What we need to do, we can't do. So we're just going to have to expect more of the same. We need to change, but he can't change or won't change. So let's just expect the same. Yeah.
Yes, we will expect the same, and I think 10 to 12 games we'll lose this season easily.
Okay. Yeah.
And
then he'll be gone in December. Do you reckon?
I think December, but I mean, if he stays the season. I mean, let's see. Do you really think he will beat City in the Carabao Cup?
No.
Are you sure?
No, not a chance in hell.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how City could put a 3rd team out and they'd still beat us, unfortunately. But anyway, Clem, let's close it up now. Final thoughts before we end the podcast. Give us your final.
The final thought was, Ray, I really at halftime thought we'd be sitting there wanting to eat our words and apologise to and just saying, well, he has made a difference. He has won 6 games in a row, his first time since 1997 or whatever. And, we've got to give credit where it's due. But guess what? Spursy and tactics let us down again. And unfortunately, I'd love to sit here and say how wrong I got everything about Ange and how fantastic he's doing and he's turned a corner. But here we are again. I mean, what can I say? I'm not happy about it. Very, very upset this is happening to our club. But, it looks like this season is running over before it's begun.
Okay, Cam, thanks very much. Appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next podcast.
Thank you.